Okay, we need to talk about Xavier for a second. Because this new solo banner, Tranquil Moments, is honestly adorable. Soft domestic vibes, Xavier in the kitchen, cozy cooking scenes, and everyone's reaction was basically, "Oh no, Xavier's cooking." But before you immediately start wishing, there are actually a few details in this event that are easy to miss if you jump straight into the banner. So in this video, we're going to look at what the event actually includes, which rewards are worth paying attention to, my impressions of the new memory, and whether this banner is worth your diamonds. Because there's one reward hidden in the cumulative wishes that might be more valuable than it looks at first. So let's start with the banner itself. From March 9th to March 18th, the limited 5-star memory Xavier Tranquil Moments has a boosted drop rate in the wish pool. And if you're newer to Love and Deepspace, here's the important part. This memory is limited, which means once the event ends, it will not enter the permanent wish pool. Now the game has done reruns before, but those usually take over a year. So this banner is technically time limited, but not necessarily gone forever. The good news though is that the limited wish pools share the same pity system. So if you've been wishing in previous limited banners, your pity count still carries over here. And if the first 5-star you pull isn't the event memory, the next 5-star will be guaranteed to be Tranquil Moments. So your progress never really goes to waste. But the banner itself isn't the only thing happening during this event. Now let's talk about the cumulative wish rewards, because this is where things get really interesting. As you make wishes during the event, you unlock extra rewards along the way. You can get things like 20 limited Deepspace wishes, memory ascension materials, and even some cosmetic rewards. One of my favorites is the exclusive hug photo pose, which honestly feels very on brand for Xavier. There's also a universal facial accessory called Off-White Patch, which has this minimalist look that can work for a lot of photo setups. But the biggest reward is definitely Xavier's exclusive memory-themed outfit called Path of Spring. This outfit is tied to the event, and once the event ends, it won't be obtainable again until a future rerun. So if you're someone who likes collecting Xavier outfits, or you enjoy using the home system and photo mode, this is something worth considering. And the banner isn't the only thing happening during this event. There's also a special side event called Warming Solace, where you get to run a themed Twinkle Kingdom pop-up store with Xavier. The gameplay is actually pretty cute. You'll be sorting plushies with him to prepare for the store opening, and you can earn rewards like headwear, chat bubbles, energy capsules, chocolates, and even some exclusive story moments with Xavier. So, overall, this event is giving us a mix of story, minigames, cosmetics, and of course the new memory. But the real question most of us are asking is still the same. Is the 5-star memory actually worth pulling for? Let's take a closer look at the memory itself and my first impressions from the trailer, because there's one small detail in that cooking scene that made me pause for a second. The moment the video started and we saw Xavier in the kitchen, I feel like half the fandom had the exact same thought. Oh no, Xavier's cooking. And if you've played his earlier cards or events, you know exactly why people were nervous. The kitchen explosion allegations against this man are very real. But then the trailer keeps going and suddenly he actually looks kind of confident. He's flipping the wok, moving like a chef, and for a moment you start thinking, did Xavier actually improve? And then of course, chaos. There's this really funny moment when MC literally grabs the pot lid like a shield, and when Xavier blames it on the chili peppers. I love that detail so much because it feels like the game is poking fun at his whole cooking reputation. But at the same time, the card still feels really warm and domestic, which is why I'm loving it. We get a lot of intense or spicy banners in Love and Deepspace, so having something that's more soft, cozy, and everyday is actually really refreshing. And if you enjoy these kinds of calm banner breakdowns and cozy gaming discussions, consider subscribing. This channel is basically a space where we can slow down, talk about events together, and make decisions that feel good for our time and our diamonds. Alright, so now that we've looked at the trailer, the event features, and the overall vibe of Tranquil Moments, the big question is the one everyone asks during every banner. Should you pull or should you save? First, let's talk about the memory itself. 5-star memories are still the strongest option for combat, so if your Xavier team is still missing pieces, or you're trying to fill out a specific Stalactrum setup, this card could be a really helpful addition. Even if you're mostly pulling for story and character moments, having another strong 5-star for Xavier can make future battles and events feel a lot smoother. Second, we have the cosmetic rewards, especially the outfit. With the home system and photo features becoming more important in the game, cosmetics have a lot more long-term value now than they used to. Being able to interact with Xavier in the Path of Spring outfit, use the exclusive hug pose, and play around with different photo setups can honestly add a lot of cozy replay value. But there's one more thing we need to talk about, your diamonds. Because at the end of the day, this is still a gacha game. Some players like to pull immediately for their favorite character, some wait until they're close to a guarantee, and some prefer saving for future banners or myth events. Personally, I like to wait and see how close I am to pity before deciding. If I'm not close, I usually keep farming and check again near the end of the event. But that's just what works for me. And this part is really important. It is completely okay to skip if your diamonds are low, if your teams are already built, or if you're saving for future myth banners. Skipping doesn't mean you love Xavier any less, it just means you're choosing when to experience his story, and both choices are valid. Playing games like Love and Deepspace should bring comfort and joy, not pressure. So take your time, look at your diamonds, and choose what feels right for you. And if you've ever felt unlucky with the wishing system, or wondered how pity and precise wish actually work in Love and Deepspace, the next video on your screen is going to help a lot. I break down how the wish system really works, and how you can plan your pulls, especially if you're free to play. Tap the video on your screen. And if you're pulling for Xavier, I hope he comes home early for you.